Just two adjacent girls living in a lovely world. They took a podcast train going anywhere, but kind of specifically through Austin, Texas. Yeah, hook 'em horns.
Adjacent, very near, next to, or touching. Our tailgate is adjacent to the left field fence. ADJACENT, adjacent.
All right, friends, it's time to pay the bills.
Pay them bills.
We
have big plans.
We
Big
do.
plans. We need to talk about Charleston.
Yes. Well, first, we need to beat Joe Rogan. And secondly, we want you to help us get to Charleston. And what are we going to do in Charleston?
Fan Fest.
Fan Fest. And when is it?
It's in October.
Yes. So we need your help. That is our goals.
Yes.
As Heather McDonald would say, get me behind the gates. We want to be your favorite podcast. And one way that you can do that is by supporting these incredible businesses. We are so grateful for these businesses. They are some of our amazing sponsors who we support on the Adjacent podcast this month of June. These are businesses and people we genuinely love, support, and believe in, and we think you will too. First up, the Girly Birds.
Love them. Look at these eyebrows.
And you got your ears pierced there. We are so excited to welcome back the Girly Birds to the Adjacent family this month because this is next level self-care.
It is.
The Girly Birds specialize in timeless,
looking beautiful,
low maintenance beauty that helps you wake up feeling confident and put together every single day. Their services include permanent makeup like nano brows, powder brows, eyeliner, and lip blushing, along with fine line tattoos, permanent jewelry, brow shaping, and professional ear piercing. What we love most is that the Girly Birds focus on enhancing your natural beauty, not changing who you are. Their space is welcoming, fun, elevated, and the kind of place that immediately makes you feel comfortable and taken care of. Tell them Adjacent sent you for $50 off services.
Guys, so great.
And where are they located?
They're on the way down to Pound Town.
Dripping Springs. You got to go. Next up is one of our favorites, Cornucopia Popcorn.
Love.
Y'all already know we take our snacks very seriously over here at Adjacent, and Cornucopia Popcorn has officially become one of our favorites. Whether we are recording episodes, road tripping across Texas, binge watching Bravo, or staying up way too late editing content, there is a very good chance we have a bag of Cornucopia nearby. Their popcorn is fresh, flavorful, ridiculously addictive, and comes in so many incredible varieties that choosing a favorite honestly feels impossible. Sweet, savory, spicy, classic. You can truly find something for everyone. It is the perfect summer snack, great gift idea, road trip companion, or a little treat just for yourself. Use Adjacent for 10% off your order and tell your friends and tell everyone that Adjacent Podcast sent you. This June, we also are thrilled to partner with Attract Aesthetics, one of our favorite Austin glow-up destinations. Andrea and Taylor have created such an incredible space where beauty, confidence, self-care, and community all come together in one amazing place. From injectables and facials to microneedling, PRF treatments, chemical peels, and customized skincare services, they truly focus on helping clients look refreshed, confident, and naturally beautiful. And honestly, Shelly, they are just genuinely good humans, which matters the most to us, of course. If you have been thinking about refreshing your skincare routine or finally booking the appointment you have been talking about for months, this is your sign. Go follow Attract Aesthetics, support local, and tell them Adjacent Podcast sent you. And finally, our very own Adrian Grabe with JB Goodwin, A-Team Realtors.
Love.
We do. He's my brother, your hubby. If buying, selling, investing, and relocating is on your mind this summer, Adrian should absolutely be the first call. Adrian brings knowledge, hustle, heart, and true Austin community connection to every client relationship. Real estate can feel overwhelming, but Adrian generally takes care of people and helps guide them through every step of the process.
Yes.
Whether it is your first home, your forever home, or your next investment property, Adrian Grabe and the JB Goodwin A-Team are ready to help. Want to become part of the Adjacent family? Contact Shelly and about becoming an Adjacent sponsor. We love partnering with local businesses, creators, and organizations and sharing their stories with our amazing community. And don't forget to join us on Patreon. We have something for everyone with 5 different membership levels. Free, $5, $10, $25, and $100 per month. At the $100 level, you become an official producer of the podcast. So we need you all to get on Patreon today. Don't hesitate and like and follow us on all of your podcasting areas. With that being said, let's get adjacent. Woo! Welcome back, y'all. Welcome to Adjacent. We are so excited because we have an Austin original famous person. We're so excited. Shelly, how do we have today?
We have DJ Scotty Bennett in the house.
Oh, you must run out because I'm like a P-list celebrity around here.
Stop.
If you're P, we're Q.
Weird, I don't know. It might be Z, but that's all right.
It might be Z.
DJ Scotty.
Yes.
Scotty Bennett. Here we go. So we've known you since you were DJing where, Shelly?
Dallas Nightclub.
Many years ago.
When the craziest thing, we were so excited about having you on the podcast, and we were talking about it at a crawfish boil, and one of the hosts of the crawfish boil was like, I was a waitress at Dallas Nightclub.
Really?
And we're like, yeah, we were like, well, will you know?
What was her name?
It was Katie the redhead.
And what year was she there?
She was there the last 5 years.
Okay, 'cause the last 5 years they were open because I started at 91.
Yes.
And I was 5 nights a week.
Yeah.
And then when we started
I know.
in 2012, I kind of went to 1 or 2 nights a week. So towards the end, there's a lot of staff that I really didn't, people are like, oh, you work there, you know this person. Well, I mean, if I didn't work the same night, but I couldn't work Wednesday night anymore. And after all the debacle with Grams and the smoking ban and all the problems we had with the law enforcement around the club, pulling people over, our Wednesdays and Thursdays kind of went to crap anyway. So I just worked Friday and Saturday for a while. And I feel like I missed out a lot, but I was there a total of 25 years.
Wow.
Yeah. Well, it's not something to be proud of because when I got hired in 91, Rick Reiser was the DJ and he had been there for 5 years. And I told him, one of my friends, I'm like, if I'm still DJing here in 5 years, please shoot me. And 25 years later, there I was.
Well, you were the best DJ, of course. I will tell you, Shelly definitely spent some time at Dallas Nightclub. I did too. It was the only reason why Southeast went north of the river was for Dallas Nightclub. Wine Me, Dine Me, 69 Me.
Oh, yeah.
Shelly had a VIL card.
Yeah. And what color was your VIL card?
It was blue.
Do you go on every year?
Yes.
Okay. 'Cause I used to have a stash of all the different colors every year. And because they changed the colors, we'd have the VIL dancers in there once a year. And that was always the biggest night of the year. But I too started south of the river and I grew up in South Austin semi. And I started working at Dance Across Texas when they first opened. And I was there 5 months and I started dating a girl that went to UT and they would go to Dallas on Wednesdays. And I'm like, well, this is like Disneyland. So I immediately applied for a job there and I actually worked at New West for 2 weeks. And then I ended up at Dallas in 91 and then stayed there forever. And then I met my wife and she lived in Round Rock. So now I live in Round Rock. So
Oh, you crossed the river.
we crossed the river. Yeah.
Where were you born, Scotty?
St. David's in Austin.
Okay. Where did you go to school?
Well, this is the trick. My parents were nomads, but I was born in Austin at St. David's. They lived there for a while. My dad was a pharmacist. He went to pharmacy school here, but he was originally from South Texas in Pearsall. So then I started school down there, first to third grade. Then he decided he wanted to be a doctor. So we moved to Fort Worth, and he went to medical school while I was in middle school. And then we came back to the Austin area to Wimberley for a year, ended back up in Pearsall where I graduated high school. And then there's going to be a test on this. And then as soon as I graduated, I moved back to Austin and went to UT. Okay. And I went to UT for 4 years. I'm still a senior, by the way. So I just need like 20 more credits. But I started working at Dallas while I was going to UT. And I'm like, I can't do both of these things. And I was an RTF major. And I was using the antiquated equipment at University of Texas and brand new Dallas Nightclub equipment. I'm like, I'm learning more here on doing it live. So I quit UT, ended up staying at Dallas, and here I am.
So you still have some eligibility, and you could maybe play a sport.
I could maybe be a walk-on for the football team if they need somebody that's like me. But it was really, I was like, I wanted to go get my degree, but I always did stuff that had to do with radio, TV, film anyway. And back in 2007, I started an ad agency. And then in 2012, we started Coke Radio. So I've always done something that has to do with that. So there's always some synergy there. And I just didn't see the need to go get my degree in something I'm already doing.
Got it. That makes sense. It makes
sense. Where did you go to elementary school since you were in Austin?
Well, elementary, I went to Pearsall. I was first through third grade in Pearsall. And then 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th in Fort Worth. I was supposed to go to Arlington Heights High School, Fort Worth, and then moved back to Wimberley, went to Hayes for a year and a half, and then graduated from Pearsall.
Okay. You were all over the place.
Yeah. But my family, my mom's side of the family was from South Austin. And that's where, she grew up, and my dad was from Pearsall. So, that's where we kind of just split the time. And then after everybody got older, I wanted to remain in Austin. I even moved to Colorado for 5 months in 91, just as to check it out, because I always loved Colorado, but I'm like, that's not Austin. It's too damn cold. And I came right back.
Well, we're better for it. We're so glad you're here in Austin and living your best life. And I know for me, I was spun around that dance floor on both of those, Dance Across Texas and Dallas Nightclub. Not as much as Shelly was, but I did love to boot scoot over there.
DJ at Dance Across when they opened, and they had no clue what they were doing. And then they started that 75-cent pitcher thing on Thursdays, and it started blowing up. And then that's when I left and went over to Dallas. But I'm like, to me, Dallas was it was exactly what I wanted. No live music. It was all DJ'd, and it was kind of a captive audience. It had the racetrack dance floor where you go around in a circle and the lights around it. It looked like Disney World.
It did.
Giant TV screens, and it was really cool, state of the art. And then as the years went by, it kind of got a little bit by the wayside, and all these new clubs were opening with all the newer technology and stuff.
Yeah. Yeah. I have to tell you, I remember when the police were coming down so hard on the Dallas Nightclub.
They were just sitting at the Taco Bell waiting for us all to leave.
Oh, yeah. They would go through the parking lot and mark tires with fluorescent chalk, and they could tell all the way down Burnett Road each direction who had left Dallas because their tires would glow. It's like, oh, got to pull those people over. And I lived in Round Rock, driving from Dallas to Round Rock, and it was kind of sketchy back in those days.
Right.
Yeah.
People were getting pulled over for no reason and getting in trouble for no reason. It kind of killed us. And then when Graham's opened, everybody wanted to go there if you're north of the river, because it was in Williamson County and a little bit, safer, I guess, as far as
the drive
inner city Austin. But, back in the day, it took me 20 minutes to get from Round Rock to Dallas. And then as the city got bigger and bigger, it started getting longer and longer drive. So it is what it is.
Yeah. What year did it end up closing? I can't remember.
I was thinking about this a while ago because I was there a total of 25 years. So it must have been 2016. So because I was there the day they closed, and I was kind of part-time at the end, but they had a big old party, and they did close for a year and a half in the early 2000s when they there was some liquor license issues, and that's when all the police was cracking down and arresting our bartenders for over serving and just harassing us basically.
Yeah.
And that were there a year and a half. They were gone, and I thought it was over with. And I got a call one day and said, "Hey, we're back. Can you jump on Fox 7 News and do an interview with them and be here next Wednesday night?" And I'm like, okay. And then we're back open for another 10 years.
Oh my god!
Oh man.
They didn't even ask me. They just said, "You're doing this." I'm like, okay.
You're like, okay. What songs do you hear and you're like, I never want to hear that song again?
Neon Moon.
Neon Moon.
Yeah, I mean, I love most country music, but there were some that just, and then we changed the words to them because we get tired of them, and can't even go down that road. But
That's hilarious.
there's a lot of songs.
Do it. What did you change? I want to know.
I don't know. I mean, My Maria became Gonorrhea, and
Gonorrhea. I know exactly. And that just maps the vibe of Dallas Nightclub.
Yeah, 2 dozen condoms and a bottle of KY is one. I mean, we had all kinds of songs. There's a bunch I can't even say.
Of course. But you could. We don't care. We love it.
As it was, because
Oh, it's that kind of podcast. So how long have you worked with Coke and created Coke as a radio station?
2012. I was one of the first. There's 4 of us: Bob Cole, Eric Rains, Jason Asser, and I. We started it in 2012, July 7th, and we went back on the air then and did the morning show for a decade, I guess, there. And then I went to nights, and we started Texas Nights because my roots had been at Dallas Nightclub, and we did a night show with focusing on music and live music and the bands and more kind of what I was used to. And then I started the dance hall, which is Friday nights from 7 to 9. And it's all music I used to play at Dallas. And I still do that show, and it's syndicated now, and it's in 15 countries and 30 radio stations. But it's what I used to play at Dallas, and it's mixed like I used to play at Dallas. And so we start with a ballad, a waltz, and then we slowly increase with dance steps to a polka and a jitterbug. And then we started over because I don't do any dance rock or hip hop during that show. But it's people seem to like it, and I still do it. And it's on Coke every Friday night, 7 to 9. But it's it's a big hit in Australia for some reason, in England and Canada. They love Texas country dancing.
Yeah. It's a real thing in other countries. Like, we think, it's a big thing here, but people are really into country western stuff in different countries.
And then back 2024 on June 1st, Bob and Eric left, and so I took over the morning show again. So I've been doing the morning show for 2 years almost. Actually, it'll be 2 years next month. Back on the morning show, and that's me and Rita.
Yes.
Oh,
yes.
no.
I love it. How have you seen things change with all of the new technology and media and all of that?
Well, when we started Dallas Nightclub, or when I started there, I would do the commercials for the radio, and I'd go to Case Cavet when they were back on Lamar, and you go up the stairs, and I would do a commercial. I'd record it, and they still recorded it on tape. And then we make a mistake, they'd have to cut the tape, splice the tape, put the tape back together, just like the old days. And as that technology got better, now it's all digital. And to have a radio station, you had to have a standalone building with a transmitter, a tower. There was no internet. There was no streaming. And now we have a radio station with a server in Westlake, and we have 70,000 listeners a month. And our streaming service goes through Canada and distributes worldwide. And you could never have done that.
No.
Years ago. And plus, you have a podcast. I've got this board here where we do all the shows. I've got a studio here. Rita's studio is in Crowley, just south of Fort Worth. It does not even in Austin anymore. And Don Miller, who does our news, is in Dallas. So it's all spread out. And it's amazing that you can do this these days.
It gives more accessibility to so many people who can, because you don't have to all be in one space, you know.
It is amazing because for a while when we first started Texas Nights, we would all meet here and do the show here. And it's like, yeah, there's no need for that. Let's just start doing it other places. And y'all are obviously in 2 different places. And it's so amazing how the technology allows that. And people can put on really good shows with not a lot of money and not a lot of know-how. And it makes it so easy for the people that just want to put content out. You don't have to have somebody that does nothing but technology. You can actually do it yourself.
That's true. That's true. Although if you have some tech background, it does help.
Absolutely. I mean, with social media being what it is, you have to have a little bit of an influencer in you. You have to have a little bit of Zoom know-how and, you know, and all this. But we do every morning, 5 a.m., I log in, Rita jumps in, Don Miller prepares the news, and it's just all done remotely. And I can sit here and do it with no pants on, which I usually do.
Good to know.
Just in case you're wondering.
I'm dying to know, who are you married to?
Kelly, she was Kelly Tippleton. She graduated from Round Rock High School.
Okay.
But she graduated in '89 from Round Rock, and I married her 31 years ago.
Was she a VIL?
Oh my God, yes. And I met her at Dallas. She was with her cousin's bachelorette party, and they came up to the DJ booth because they had a scavenger hunt going on, and they had some questions that they needed to ask the DJ. And so Kelly was asking me questions. I'm like, how you doing? And, you know, the rest is history.
Oh, I love it. I love it.
She's one of those girls like y'all that I'm sure were I'm sure y'all were Rockies and the great boots and would dance out there, country dancing. And then when I hit the hip hop or the rock, they'd be out in the middle of the dance floor, wiggling their asses. And like, and I got the front row seat to all that. So
you did.
Yes,
You had the best seat in the house.
well, whoever put the DJ booth at Dallas next to the ladies' room was a genius. Because everybody eventually had to pee. So it was like, you know, I got to see everybody go. Going, and then I got to watch everybody dance on the dance floor, and I just got to stay up there and do my thing.
Oh, how fun. Wow. That's a great love story. I love that meet cute. What a cute meet cute. I love it.
Oh, man. Do y'all have any little baby Bennetts?
Oh, there's 3 of them. There's my oldest is be 30 this year, and she's a teacher in Killeen. My middle child is 24. She is a choir director in Pflugerville.
Oh, wow.
And middle school. And my son is 21, about to be 22, and he is playing. He's fulfilling all my dreams. He's working in construction and outdoor stuff right now, but he also hooked up with a band, and he's a drummer. And I played the drums too back in the day. And he got hooked up with this band that I introduced him to at the Watermelon Thump. We were there last year for Braxton Keith and Ty Myers. And the opening band, John Michael Whitby, who George Strait's keyboard player, and Cal Park come up to me and say, man, you got to meet this guy. We're producing him. I want you to meet him. Would you have him on the radio? So his name is Logan Papp. And we had him on the air. My son was there with me with his friends, and they became fast friends. And so fast forward 6 months, and my son is now when they do acoustic shows, he's a guitar player. And when they do full band shows, he's his drummer.
Wow.
And they have a giant show this Saturday. I don't know when you air the podcast, but they're playing at Hudson's on Mercer in Dripping Springs.
Oh, my land.
Every night, band. And so we're pretty excited about that.
That's exciting.
And he's got 2 songs on the radio already. This kid, I mean, my son's 21. Logan Papp is 18, still a senior at Dripping Springs High School.
Oh, right.
He's following like Ty Myers did. And
Nice.
Hudson Westbrook and those guys. So he's already got 2 singles, but it's kind of exciting.
That is so exciting. Full circle there. Look at that.
Yep.
I love when the kids like live out
Oh, yeah.
dreams and they're doing it big. It's so fun to watch them grow and
Absolutely.
lives. So congratulations on all of that. That's
Thank you.
amazing.
I've been working.
I mean, all the music you've seen in the years, who has like blown your mind? Like,
Okay, I'll tell you a story. Well, first of all, did y'all see the ACM Awards?
I did not.
The ACM Awards these are our people. Cody Johnson wins Entertainer of the Year. We've been playing Cody since he started.
yes.
Cody thanked Rick Trevino in his acceptance speech.
Oh.
Then Parker McCollum wins Album of the Year. We put Parker McCollum on the air for the first time ever at Coke FM, and it was an accident. He had handed a CD to one of our music directors, and he played the wrong one, and that was Parker McCollum's I Can't Breathe, and it became a hit, and he blew up, and we started that dude, and he wins Album of the Year. And then, of course, Ella Langley, all these artists we're playing are blowing up. But
Yes.
you're asking somebody that surprised me. Zach Top is the old school country, because the 90s country was the best.
Yes.
Zach Top's the throwback. Ella Langley's the throwback.
Yes.
You know, Parker McCollum, all these guys are trying to recreate the 90s.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's real exciting to be in country right now, because it's like it used to be. And there's kind of like the old guard is giving way to, you know, Ella, Miranda Lambert, of course, Parker McCollum, Cody Johnson. All these folks are just nationally getting huge, and they all started here.
I agree with you. I feel like the 90s are back. The old school is back, and it's such a good, refreshing feel.
Bring back Rockies, please. Somebody.
Bring back the Rockies. Oh,
Yeah.
don't worry. I'm sure they'll come back.
Rockies were the false advertising of country music, but I loved the Rocky Mountain jeans. It was the perfect fit for anybody.
They look everybody.
They should have made those for guys too, because that would have been, you know, it's like no matter what guys look like, those look great.
That's hilarious. We talk about Rocky jeans all the time.
Yeah.
We're really good friends with one of your biggest fans,
Oh,
Casey Johnson Reed from the University of Texas. Yeah, she was going to join us today, but she's busy, and she could still pull off a beautiful pair of Rocky Mountain jeans. And her sweet friend, who we went to high school with, Stacy Underwood. Those girls and the Rocky Mountain jeans were everything.
Yeah.
And
right. You know that story I told a while ago about the girl I was dating when I was going to Dance Across, and I would meet them at Wednesday nights at Dallas? That was Casey's next door neighbor.
Oh.
And that's Casey and her roommate at the time, and then Heather,
Stacey.
and I don't remember which roommate she had at the time, but we would all go to Dallas on Wednesdays, and that was that group.
Yeah, I love it.
And then 6 months later, I'm working there.
I love it. What did you think of the trend that was really taken over with the Rocky Mountain pants, and then the whale tail, the thongs that would come up over the edge of your
Well,
shape?
if you wore your Rockies right, they were high waisted anyway. You couldn't get a thong above those, and if you did, you're like in your middle back.
Yeah. They were angel weeks.
Yeah,
They were
well,
angel-
I mean, you'd have to have shorter jeans, and then but I think that was a little bit after when I fixated on that stuff.
Yeah.
'Cause I would notice it, and those girls seemed a little young for me.
I will
Right.
tell you, one time I was at Dallas, and this girl goes into the restroom, and then she comes out, and her thong is like completely visible.
Yeah.
And one of her friends goes, "Hey, I can see your underwear." And then she acted like, "Oh, what? You
Yeah.
can? Oh no!" And I was like, "Girl."
Yeah, you'd be surprised the things I saw just from
Oh.
a vantage point.
I could not imagine what you saw.
Yeah, one of my friends that will remain nameless came out of the ladies' room. She was wearing a white shirt, and she had red smudges all over her back, and we couldn't figure it out. My wife, I don't even think she was my wife at the time, was like, "What happened?" And it turned out she had passed out in the stall and slid down the wall, and the lady had written on the wall in lipstick, and so she had lipstick all over her back.
Oh no.
It happened.
It looked like a bloody scene over there. What is that? Oh, I love these stories.
I know. I'm like, what is the craziest thing you saw in Dallas?
That's pretty crazy.
I know.
Oh, the craziest thing I saw?
Yeah.
I don't know, man. I mean, but just because I was there so long, I mean, people passed out in the alley, people sneaking in the back door, people, propping the back door open and coming in, underage kids sneaking in. We had Thursday nights, we had all this contests with, we had the sexy silhouette contest. We had bikini contest. We had a homemade bikini contest, which who came up with that one? But it was crazy because the girls would go to the back and just take all their clothes off and make bikinis with whatever they could find.
Yeah.
And I'm like, man, I hate working here. This sucks so bad. But and then we had the dancing contests that were fun and stuff. But just the crazy stuff like the fights and seeing our bartender, Big Steve. You ever saw him? Have you ever seen him jump a bar when there's a fight in front of the bar?
Yes.
And that dude could be in two places at once and just stop a fight momentarily. And just the crowds and going in there DJing for a VIL night and having 6 deep women all the way around the dance floor. And then the guys are just begging to come in the front door. And, when they were able to be let in, it just was like I don't know how to explain it, but y'all were there. It was just crazy.
Yeah. It was a frenzy. It was a free-for-all.
It's a feeding frenzy. And
It was
there's never been anything like it since. And no club, no Mavericks, no Grams, nobody can reproduce it.
No.
And they all act like they can, but unless you lived Dallas Nightclub back in the day, you don't know what you're talking about.
Well, and for those of us that embrace Dallas, we're so sad.
Yeah, I know. And I
We're
tell
so
you,
sad.
I mean, we've talked about bringing something back, but it was really sad is when they finally sold the building. The club, not club, it was called the Post or whatever it was, the restaurant that came in there.
Yeah.
They preserved the back bar of Dallas because they completely remodeled the whole place.
Right.
They scraped it, put a new place in there, but they preserved the back bar. And so I wanted to go in there and rent out the back bar area and have a party of all, the people we knew from the old days. And then they sold the entire building and literally scraped the whole thing. And now it's apartments.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was sad. When that happened, it's like, well, there'll never be another Dallas there, and there can never be another Dallas anyway because of rules and you couldn't do a place like that anywhere else.
No.
It was before you could.
Yeah.
Here's a funny story, Scotty. Like I grew up in South Austin, and at the time we lived off of Brody next to what is now Leona. And I would go to Dallas and on VIL night, and I would call the Sunset Valley Police Department and ask them to come pick me up and bring me home, and they would.
I got pulled over on Mopac once. I lived in Oak Hill briefly. My parents had a house in Oak Hill, so when I'd been there about a year, and I had left Dallas and got pulled over on Mopac by Barton Creek Mall, and the guy comes to the window and says, "Oh, you work at Dallas Nightclub. Carry on." Didn't I ask for my ID? Just said, "Go about your business, sir."
I'm sure, Scotty, you have like VIP cards in every place in Austin.
I used to, but I don't go out anymore much because we have our own music series for the radio station. And I don't know if you remember Mingo, one of the regulars at Dallas. He opened a bar in downtown Round Rock, and it's called Backport Social. And we do a music series there every Thursday night. And we bring in new artists, and they come and play acoustic, usually, maybe full band sometimes. But that's as much going out as I do in Austin. But it's kind of sad because when I used to go to Mavericks, they did not care who I was. They did not know who I was. They wanted to do their own thing. And I didn't want to be cocky about it and say, "Do you know who I was?" Or "Do you know?"
Kiss the ring.
But they were trying to distance themselves from Dallas. And when they first opened, they were trying to distance themselves. And I always hated that because like they should have embraced it.
Yeah.
And, eventually most of the Dallas people ended up going there anyway when Dallas closed. But they just didn't want to have anything to do with employees of Dallas. And they thought maybe we were cocky or arrogant. I'm like, I just, it'd be nice just to be treated like a normal person instead of like I'm the competition because I just wanted to go where the music was.
Yeah, for sure. That makes sense. I mean, I know. I think we're just living in our past right now and in our dreams of what it used to be like. And it's just never going to be the same. So,
and I still have people call me, and we've done I've DJ'd a couple of bars just for fun for like a New Year's Eve or a night before Thanksgiving. We still have a night before Thanksgiving party somewhere every year.
oh,
And I still am an admin on the Dallas Nightclub Facebook page. So keep an eye on that every Thanksgiving post where it's going to be. But we've done parties like that, and I've gotten up there and DJ'd a little bit, but it's just not the same.
Yeah.
You know, it's not anywhere near the same because you have to have the same dance floor. You have to have the same attitude, the same music, the same people. Because people, if they don't get it, they get in the way.
Yeah.
Agreed.
That's true.
Agreed.
Get in the way.
We start talking as hell, don't we?
No, and we agree. And it's just like we gave up. We're like, well, never mind. And you're on a 2-step again.
I know. It's sad, but I love a lot of bands that play the throwback music now. So that's good to see those guys.
It is good to see. I hear you.
Yeah.
So you have so many irons like in the fire. You are killing it. Your voice is so iconic. It's like butter. I love it. It just reminds you of like good days. And so what do you feel like is going to be the next step in how things are progressing with so quickly with AI and all this craziness in your line of work? What do you think is
I think AI is trying to take over. I use AI all the time to write commercials, and I mean, I don't rely on it, but it is a tool now, as long as you use it as a tool and you don't let it take over. But some people are using it to write emails, and they are so easy to spot. And some people are using it to sell advertising and stuff like that. But I'll plug in bullet points for a client and let AI write a draft, and then I'll tune it up, and it helps. It gets you past writer's block.
Right.
Now with the music, I've written a couple of songs for the morning show as a joke. I have a music program that's AI, and ChatGPT will write lyrics, and this other music program will write the music, and you can't tell it's not a human. I wrote a song about Rita fighting with her AI, and it is hysterical. I wrote a song about the morning show, and AI they nailed it without me even giving details. They know everything about us.
Yeah.
It's kind of scary.
It is scary. We use it all the time.
I mean, what we do is, it just depends on how you use it and how Rita does our graphics for our social media pages. And she uses AI a lot to give you the basic new graphic, and she can knock one of those out immediately and then just adjust it like I'm talking about, but it saves so much time.
It does.
So it's going to be a tool, but it's also going to be a problem if everybody starts relying on it. And it's kind of like with cell phones. Everybody started saving phone numbers on cell phones. We can't tell each other's phone numbers anymore. We can't, we don't know how to have a conversation without texting anymore. We don't spell things right because we text, in abbreviations. It's going to probably go that direction.
Yeah.
But as far as country music as a whole, like I mentioned with the ACMs, I'm loving the way it's going with country music, with the direction. Forget AI, just the music itself. People are embracing the 90s sound and the Texas country again. And so I'm really happy about that.
Yes.
Are you familiar with the management team, 888?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. That's my neighbor, George. He's been on the podcast.
Okay. Yeah, we've dealt with them many times.
Yeah.
He's a gem.
Yeah.
So Shelly and I, we rewrote the song. You ain't met my Texas yet, but we wrote You Ain't Met My Austin Yet.
Oh, good.
And we had a singer redo it, and he's still tweaking it. But we had AI take our song and make it. But the funny thing is, at the beginning, it says, if you hadn't walked the steps up a Mount Bonnell, and it says Bonell.
Oh, yeah.
And then for Austin, it said Boston, which I'm like, wait, no, it's what are you doing? But we've kind of left it because it's
like I haven't met your Texas yet.
Yeah, exactly. But it's a pretty cute song. We play it when we do like things around town, and
I'll send it to you, Scotty. It's really pretty great. It's pretty great.
Yeah,
So.
I mean that kind of stuff is fun because it's so easy, and the music program I bought, it knocks out a song in 10 seconds, and it sounds like a human singing it. It doesn't sound bad at all, but we just got to make sure that they don't take over for the real musicians because
exactly.
you know.
Well, we definitely want to use it as a tool, but we don't want it to take away the human side of music
Absolutely
because
not.
it's so important to have those creative outlets for people.
Agreed.
Absolutely.
Well, Scotty, you've watched some of the most amazing musicians age,
Oh my God.
and watching this whole process. I know, like, even Robert O'Keen and stuff getting older and stuff is just like, oh no, we need it forever.
Yes.
And I mean, how does that feel for you? Because you have a relationship.
Well, what's crazy is the guys that we used to have at Dallas. And on Thursday night, I pay them $500 to play on the dance floor or in the corner. And we're talking Aaron Watson, Kevin Fowler, Corey Morrow, all these guys that started, that were getting $500 a night, that are getting $100,000 a night now. And seeing them, progress like that is pretty crazy.
Yeah.
But yes, seeing the older guys get old and, like you mentioned, Robert O'Keen, that it was hard to see him retire. And he played Coke Fest, one of the last shows when he was retiring. And then he quit drinking and all of a sudden got energy again and got a zest for life again. And he's back out playing music again. So,
Praise God.
And then look at Shelly. Willie's never going to go away. So we're just going to say that. And then George Strait, George Strait is from my dad's hometown, Pearsall. So knowing that, from the back in the day, and now he's in his 70s is just crazy.
Yes.
But
Feeling moody 3 nights in 2 months. It's nuts. Yeah.
I know. But you get the new crop, Parker McCollum, and I interviewed Randy Rogers not too long ago, and I meant to say, how does it feel to be the godfather of Texas country? Because he's taken all these guys under his wing, but it came out, how does it feel to be the grandfather? And he looked at me and said, what the F, Scotty? I'm not a grandfather yet. I know. You're the godfather. I meant to say godfather.
Well, Shelly calls, she loves George Strait, but she went to his final concert.
Oh, yeah.
In Vegas.
Yeah.
Vegas. And then he just keeps doing it.
And I got to go and see him last month here. And he's just getting it done. And then.
But I'm calling it his Liars Tour because he's retired.
It's like the Judds. How many times did they retire?
Michael Jordan.
True. So true.
I bet you know what? I understand because when I quit working Dallas, I still miss it. So when they're in front of 100,000 people and have to stop playing, it's got to be 20 times worse. And just the feeling you get when you're in front of a crowd. That's the one thing about radio, that as much as I love doing the morning show, you had 1,000 people in the palm of your hand at Dallas every night on Wednesday, Friday, Saturday. And they're there. You can see their bodies. You can see them dancing. You can see them clapping and screaming and whatever. But on the radio,
play gonorrhea.
But on the radio, you're just talking to a microphone and a computer screen. You have to just assume the people are on the other end listening.
I hear you.
It's different. It's a lot different.
I hear you. Doing this podcast, we're like, is anybody out there? Anybody? Hello?
The cool thing is meeting people in public, and that's why I love our Thursday night thing, is because people come up to me every time and say, we love the show. Thank you for doing this. And, they're human beings we actually get to talk to. But if that didn't happen, it would be hard because we need, as humans, we need feedback. We need to know that people are liking what we're doing.
We need the connection.
Especially if you're guys that want to be on the radio and want to be in front of people. You got to have that validation.
Yes, for sure. For sure. So I have to ask you, so when you were first starting and you said that you were working with, he was like the big name. I was
At Coke.
Yeah.
Coke.
Cool.
Yes. What was it like working with Bob?
Dude, it was okay. Well, the process, Bob came to me and needed help with the advertising part because he had left KVED and they were putting Coke on the air. And I didn't know this yet. And I know I've got a ton of stories and I can talk your ear off, but when Bob came to me, he wanted to use my ad agency to help them get the sales department started. So we started talking about it and he found out that he realized, he knew who I was. He always kind of made fun of me being the Dallas Nightclub DJ and said, world famous, blah, blah, blah. But he took me under his wing and he brought me on. And then before we went on the air, he said, by the way, our call letters, we just secured KOKE. And that was the heritage station from the beginning of the 70s in Austin that gave rise to Willie Nelson and Waylon. And my dad worked there while he was in pharmacy school. My dad was working on the weekends on the radio while he was in pharmacy school. He liked music like I do. So that was kind of a surreal moment. And so then Bob said, would you like to join the morning show? Which I didn't expect. And then the rest was history. And so, I mean, a lot of things happened there, but working with him and growing up listening to him and Sammy, it was really surreal because Sammy would just come in on Mondays at the beginning because he was getting older. And it was kind of funny because somebody would always have to pick him up and then drive him home. And the last time Sammy did the show, I volunteered to take him home. And so the last picture I have of Sammy Allred and me is running a red light at South Lamar and Ben White. I ran the red light and I have a photo that the camera took of me and Sammy. Didn't mean to run the light. That's the last picture I have of Sammy Allred.
Oh, what a gift. What a gift.
For those guys. And then, you know, Eric Raines came in, or was it there at the beginning too? And he knows more about music than I ever will. And he's another musician and we're still friends and we talk, you know, quite a bit, but those guys were just, you know, they came over from KVET and then meeting a lot of other folks. I got to work with Dick Ellis on news and he was a great man. And that was amazing. David Anderson was another news guy we had. And so just working with those guys, because I never planned to go to radio. I wanted to go to radio when I was in college and I ended up working in bars. And I got offered a job at KVET and it didn't pay anything. So I just kept my job at Dallas. And then later on, after the advertising agency and everything, it went right back around and I ended up on the radio. And now here I am with Coke FM doing the morning show. So it's a weird route, but here we are.
Here you are.
Thank God. Thank God. Thank God. I will say you were the heart of Dallas Nightclub. That was a building that you were the heart of it.
Wow.
And you made it home to so many of us. Your voice is always like Dallas still exists because your voice is still around.
Well, I love hearing that because I mean, that was 25 years of my life and it was, you know, half my life. And I wouldn't have traded it. It took a lot out of me. And then, you know, met my wife and a lot of stuff happened there. It was a great time. And it's sad that it's gone and you can't recreate something like that.
No,
but it wasn't me. It was that staff and it just all the synergy between the regulars that would come in, the dancers, the ladies, the guys, my friends, bartenders, security guards, management. It was just something perfect. And I just happened to be the guy on the microphone that would, you know, I was the band leader, but the rest of it was, you know, everything. It was just a lot of fun. And I don't think anybody could recreate that.
No, it was such a beautiful time. Austin was still young, baby, and you know, you were the voice behind it. You were the storyteller of it.
Yes.
And I mean, all of us, we hear your voice and we're like, we start two-stepping automatically. We just start.
I was doing that dance hall show on Coke, you know, Friday nights, and I love that it got picked up, syndicated, and that's cool because
that's incredible.
And then just doing stuff like that. But it's kind of funny. My wife gets mad, but when I talk because I have a really loud voice, but I get recognized more in public for being the DJ from Dallas Nightclub, which has been closed for 10 years, than I do on the radio because nobody really sees my face on the radio. They hear my voice and they make a connection eventually, but just being recognized, all those thousands of people that would go through Dallas every week for 25 years. And how many legacies did we have of the parents coming in and then the next round of their kids coming in? And we even had grandkids towards the end.
Oh, for sure.
I mean, crazy stuff. And I still
know. It was a rite of passage. It was like, okay, you're 19. Here's your fake ID. Go to Dallas Nightclub.
When I got my job there, I had to tell the guys that hired me that my name was not what they knew me as, because I'd been coming in there on Wednesdays using a fake ID. And I just turned 21, so they hired me. And I'm like, by the way, my name's Scott Bennett and not that other guy. I can't even remember what my fake ID said.
Okay, I really wanted to know what ID
I
was.
remember, for the love of God, but I had a fake, and I had to tell them, by the way, here's my real name. And I went by Scott, but an ex-girlfriend started calling me Scotty. And then Rick Reiser started calling me Commander Scotty, and that stuck forever and ever.
Forever and ever. Oh my gosh. Well, I can tell that you're living your passion, and you're such a legend. But what do you do when you're not doing all this incredible stuff? Like, how do you unwind?
Well, I used to play the drums a lot, and I still try to. I like to travel. I might have a problem with going to casinos a little bit, but I love, we do a lot of stuff with Choctaw Casino in Oklahoma.
Oh.
And in fact, this week they've got Randy Rogers there. We're going to see Zach Top in 2 weeks there. They do a lot of concerts, and it's only a 4-hour drive. So I spend a lot of time there.
Oh, lovely. How fun. What's your game of choice when you gamble?
Well, it used to be craps, and I started doing some really good slots lately. And so it just depends on, who's there and how slow you want to spend money, because you can sit at a craps table or a blackjack table for a while and go back and forth, or you could just go blow it all on a slot machine in 5 minutes. But it just depends on what you want to do. But that's why I like Choctaws, because they've got clubs. There's a Gillies there with a lot of the bands we do on Thursday nights end up playing at Gillies like the next week, because they get routed through here. So it's kind of cool seeing a lot of the bands we have, and they've got a nice big dance floor. And it's a nightclub, but it's not like Dallas ever was. It's just kind of a, live music venue with a stage and a dance floor. But it's cool just hanging out in places like that still care.
Yeah. Yes. Can I ask you, who has been your biggest celebrity that you've been like, oh my gosh, I cannot believe I met this person in your line of work?
I got to interview Matthew McConaughey in 2020.
That's a big...
because he just had a book out, and you've got to watch the video, because McConaughey, and I've interviewed most everybody else, but McConaughey is from South Texas too. And in 1977, he and I were in the same contest, Little Mr. Texas.
Oh, what? I read the book, so I know exactly what you're talking about. Oh, Scotty.
Now go to I'll send you the link on YouTube.
Yes.
Okay. His mom had told him all those years that he won.
Yes.
He did not. He got second place. We talked about it one morning on the radio, and somebody knew the guy that actually won. And so I got in contact with this guy. And when I had Matthew on, I was interviewing him about his book. He didn't know anything about this. And I said, let's talk about Little Mr. Texas. And I said, I was in that contest. He goes, did you win? And he immediately, his whole demeanor changed from book tour dude to he was interested. And I actually have the original program from that contest in my safe that is like new. And he wanted to borrow it. I'm like, oh man, I don't know if I give it to you. I'm afraid I'm never going to get it back. But we started talking about it, and I said, no, I didn't win, but I know who did. And we were doing Zoom, and I zoomed in the winner. And Matthew about shit a brick. And I'll send you the link, because it's really funny. And
That's hilarious.
Off script. He was no longer selling his book. He wanted to talk about Little Mr. Texas. The part is, he had been on Dak Shepard's show the week before talking about it. He was on Jay Leno once talking about it. And then his book. And I'm like, my mom always said, you were in that with Matthew. Don't you remember? And so she showed me the book, and sure, I'm on one page. He's on the next page.
Oh my gosh, that's so crazy.
But that was the funnest, is that a right word? Most fun interview, because just his whole demeanor changed.
Yeah.
I mean, I interviewed William Shatner, and as far as musicians and stuff, most of them, it's just, that was the most fun, because it just threw him, and it got a ton of traction too. But we always look for number of views.
Yeah,
Of course.
But yeah, I'll send that to you, because it's
Please do. We'll share it on everything.
Yeah.
That is hilarious. I love that book. And speaking of books, I have to ask. We've been asking men because we're doing a deep dive of Andrew McCarthy's book about men's relationships.
Okay.
And how do you keep up with your friendships as we age and as your kids age? How do you maintain your relationships?
That's a good question. Like with my male friends?
Yeah.
Well, I have 3 sets. I have the friends I grew up with, and I still have lunch with one of my best friends all the time from those days. Then I have the Dallas Nightclub friends who occasionally I see. And then I have my new friends that I met through radio or whatever. And it's funny just that they're all separate but equal, but I still maintain friendships from 50 years ago. But then I also have the groups from Dallas and then the groups from current. So I have 3 sets of friends, and we'll go do things together. We'll travel together, and, depending on what's going on, and getting them all together in the same room though is weird because they don't all mix. But
yes.
But I still maintain a lot of those friendships from way back in the day.
I love that. I love that. How much time do you see your friends? Like once a month or what have you?
At least I have lunch with my friend Eric about twice a month. My other friends I'll see, like the Dallas Nightclub friends. A lot of them come out to our back porch social thing on Thursdays.
Nice.
And even a lot of the old employees come out. Big Steve's come out a couple times. Mary, the manager, Jenny, they all come out and hang out. And we're all still friends, and I really see them a lot at rodeo too. And then sometimes we go places together. And then my current friends, I see them every Thursday night.
I love that. I love that. Wonderful. That's so wonderful. I'm so grateful that you have maintained your friendships. That's so lovely.
Important.
Very important. Very important.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's hard to do at this time.
Hey, of all like the new music out there, who are you like, oh, that they're going to make it? This one's going to make it.
Well, I mentioned Ella. She took the country by storm with, her and Riley with the It Looks Like You Love Me. And then when she's dropped Choosing Texas, because she and Miranda wrote that song together.
Yeah, it's wonderful.
And then Miranda released a version. She released a version. But her version stayed on the top of the charts longer than any female artist in history.
Wow.
And it's not just because it's a country song. And then it won all the awards the other night at the ACMs. And she is so new and just blowing it up, but she's kind of a throwback.
She's
and
a
that
throwback.
song, it's stuck in my head as an earworm every day.
Yeah.
And I hear so many songs every day, but that's the one that keeps sticking. So that's how I know that that's a good one.
It's a great dancing song.
Jody can't stop singing it. Jody can't stop singing it.
I love it.
And Scotty, you'll know we have a debate. She thinks it's a waltz. And I'm like, no, it's not.
Choosing Texas?
Yeah.
I thought it was.
No.
It's a two-step.
It's a two-step.
It's a grinder. It's a grinder.
Texas, I can tell.
She's like, that's a waltz. I'm like, girl, that's not a waltz.
A waltz is 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. It could be a fast waltz, but no, it's not a waltz.
Okay, another one. Do you think it's because the bangs that she cut the bangs in?
Yeah,
she brought the retro back.
Yeah, that's part of that. And she's sweet, and she's just kind of unassuming.
Endearing. She's endearing.
Yeah, and she's been very public about her mental health issues and said, look, she even took some time after the last album and chilled for a little while. And, you got to respect that. And she's very real. She doesn't talk a bunch of BS. And she's very pretty and engaging. And she's just got the whole package.
Mm-hmm.
She is. And I feel like she's a girl's girl.
Yeah.
I feel like she's a girl's girl.
Well, her new song, Be Her. Just the video. And it's all about, I want to be her. And,
it's a great song.
Words mean a lot. And it's just, she's just got it. Whatever that it is, she's got it.
Yeah. I do love that her music takes you back. It's like, it just gives you that 90s feel, like you're saying.
It's because of the bangs. It's the bangs.
Well, I did see a video with her before the bangs, and I was like, boy, whoever redid her style.
She cut her bangs. She was mad, and she just said, yeah.
Yeah.
Which is how bangs happen, Scotty.
Oh,
That's how
absolutely.
bangs happen.
Hey, bangs are back, man. Bring the Rockies.
And bring the Rockies and we're all set.
Okay, I have to do a shout out for our girl, Scotty.
All right.
If you ever need somebody for the morning show,
Yes.
you have to lean into Casey. She has started a podcast called Ladies of Left Field, and she's phenomenal.
Really?
Yes.
I didn't know she was into that stuff because I heard she was, working in the back office at the University of Texas, but that's great.
I'm going to send you a link.
She talks sports, Texas.
I love it.
So
That's great.
it's right up her alley. So
Yeah. Well, hey, I can always use some more talent.
yeah, well, I don't know. You have all the talent, your little pinky that, I'm just like, you're phenomenal. This has been so amazing. Thank you for taking this time for us to reminisce, talk about great music and what's coming in the future.
Thanks for inviting me. It's really a breath of fresh air, and I appreciate the invitation.
Yes,
Thank
well,
you.
the pleasure's all ours. So thank you.
Seriously. And send us all the links. We know we can capture them, but definitely we'll put it all in our Patreon and all of our on our show notes and everything. And if you ever need to plug anything, please tag us. We're all about it.
Yeah. Yes. Thank you. Yes, this is amazing.
Anytime.
Good to see y'all again, and we will talk soon.
Okay. Texas.
Yeehaw.